Ever notice that drag queens never go read to the elderly?
Why would anybody read to the elderly? What are you saying? The elderly can read, man. What the f is going on?
A dating app for all of us conservatives. You'll start off by building your perfect profile. No pronouns necessary.
No pronouns necessary. So funny because it's like literally like, okay, so you know, no he, him, no she, her. Like we're not doing any of that. How am I supposed to know then? Like, what are we doing? And it's literally woke. It's conservatives unironically engaging in gender abolition, which is so strange to me. In their endless attempts to be outmaneuvering the woke, they become the woke.
Marketing created a TikTok account where every video seems to be a POV shot of what it's like to be on a date with him.
I was watching TV yesterday.
I hate this mother, bro. I hate this mother. He's always just like dipping his French fries in his aioli and going, what's the deal? I hate how woke and gay everything is.
Don't do. And I noticed something with the commercials. When did everyone in America become black and gay? Do you really think handing over your gun ends gun violence? That's like chopping off your own dick to stop. If you say Palestinians deserve a homeland just for themselves, you're woke. But if you say white people deserve a homeland just for themselves, you're racist? It's funny how New York went from trying to ban big gulps to people openly shitting in the street. So Elon Musk cut 90% of Twitter's staff, and it's still working fine. Should we try that with government next?
Yeah, no, actually, that is so not fine. And unironically, I make this argument all the time about like right-wing, left-wing politics. At least like liberals at the end of the day will like staff the agencies. You know what I mean? Like they're shitty, they're neoliberal, but at least they'll staff the agencies. So it's kind of like old Twitter, which sucked, right? It was awful. It wasn't great, but it certainly wasn't the bot-ridden dumpster fire that is constantly giving you an endless sequence of like fails, packaged as fails, but it's actually just like someone dying. Okay? Like what Twitter looks like now. Because that's exactly what Elon Musk did. That is what we are stuck between in the United States of America. Like an incredibly center-right neoliberal administration that is at least going to put people in positions of power so the mail gets delivered, or bedlam. And it blows my mind because increasingly things just get worse and worse and worse. The education economy, but on the government. Yo, send me that one guy, the one Republican guy. I want to look at his TikToks now. I want to see that one Republican son of a bitch. The one with the TikToks that we were looking at earlier, the right stuff guy. Date right stuff. Yep, that's the dude. That's the boy.
I can't afford a home. I don't feel safe. Groceries are way too expensive. My entire neighborhood is filled with homeless people.
Bro, you are a Republican who has worked actively in the Trump administration. You literally have contributed to the problem, and your worldview is responsible for every single issue that you mentioned, whether it be not fixing the housing market and deregulation. You are genuinely, openly in defense of moneyed interest. What are we talking about? Also, no, he's not drinking fucking beer out of a straw, right? I hope that that's just like a water. He's drinking water.
Best I can do is ban TikTok.
Yeah, this kind of pops, but he's
You're
like...
probably not finding love because you're the problem. And God is protecting other people from you. You're probably not... Call me old-fashioned, but I'm glad my mother was a woman. Call me old-fashioned.
Why are people saying at least your mother wasn't Freddy Fazbear? Oh God, I hate this meme. I hate this meme. This is the defense that TikTok has launched against this guy, is the Freddy Fazbear. That's what they're doing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna have a aneurysm. I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. Wait, this guy's in Huntington Beach? Of course he is, bro. Look at him. He's the most Huntington Beach ass mother.
Remember, when you're arguing with a boomer, you're actually arguing with the television. And the TV can't hear you. And it doesn't care. Just remember when you're arguing, I think I have depression.
Yeah, if you notice the fact that I mean, regardless of like his underlying opinions and his like background, his extensive experiences in the Republican administration, the prior Republican administration, his goal here is to talk about like broad generalizations. His goal here is to make it seem as though you know, he is the reasonable guy, the common sense guy. That's all he's doing.
Here's an antidepressant pill with a side effect of suicide. I think I have depression. If the vaccine was so great, why is it so easy to find people who regret taking it, but not a single person who regrets not taking it?
Is there... I don't regret... Wait, what? I don't regret taking it, but I'm pretty sure you can't really find people... what? The ones who didn't take it are dead. I don't know what he's talking about here. I don't even fully understand what the fuck he's saying. Wait, we gotta run it back.
If the vaccine was so great, why is it so easy to find people who regret taking it?
Is it easy to find people who regret taking it? I guess maybe in his circles.
But not a single person who regrets not taking it.
Yeah, I think the people who probably regret not taking it, that you know, you can't really talk to them like they're dead. You can't talk to the people who regret not taking it because they died. There were plenty of stories during COVID of people begging for the vaccine in their final moments, barely speaking through a tube, shoved down their necks, shoved down their throats. And the ones that didn't die, that didn't take it, are like, yeah, I survived, so who cares? It's great. I'm glad I didn't take it. There's a guy on Instagram that stitches this guy's videos and always talks about Freddy Fazbear, my goat. No, I don't like that.
It's funny how things change. 10 years ago, everyone was scared of trans fats, but now everybody celebrates fat trans.
I hate him. The giggle at the end got me. No, this is the other side of TikTok that is just like conservative TikTok. It's like the Deborah builds. Your videos are truth. This might be my favorite. You crack me up. You're hilariously observant. Love it. And it's like, it's just like all the Deborahs, the Barbaras that are just horny for this guy.
Ever notice that drag queens never go read to the elderly? Ever notice that drag queens never go read to the elderly?
Why would anybody read to the elderly? What are you saying? People in the chat say, yes, they do. Is that a thing? The elderly can read, man. What is going on? He's the gayest looking conservative? No, he's not gay.
Has anyone noticed that if you fly the American flag...
He's 100% not gay. You guys have a bad gaydar if you think he's gay. I don't think he's gay at all. You guys see like a metrosexual, homophobic straight man from California and immediately think he must be gay. He is 1000% not gay. First of all, he'd be a little bit zestier and more telegenic if he was gay, in my opinion. Well, I guess the counterpoint to that is Benny Johnson, but like still, I don't think he's gay. This is like a classic Orange County Republican, dude.
Everyone knows who you're voting for? Has anyone noticed that if you fly the American flag, everyone knows who you're voting for? Has anyone noticed that if you fly the American flag, everyone knows who you're voting for? So gay people are gay because they were born that way. But trans people aren't their sex even though they were born that way? Got it. So gay people are gay because they were born that way.
At minimum, he's a cug with a hot wifing partner. That I will agree to. I could see that. All jokes on this freak aside, pretending to be the reasonable guy while saying absolute nonsense is super effective because most people are morons. Yeah, 100%. 100%. The problem is, I think leftists can learn from this guy's success in messaging. You can't do this. There is no way to emulate this on the left. And the reason for why is that if you are a leftist and therefore an anti-capitalist, you have to work on, one, dismantling the things that people take for granted, dismantle the systems that people have grown up under and have developed a sense of appreciation for, only to then rebuild it. There's no way that you can like point to existing constructs in the way that he is doing. Because here, let's break this down. He's saying gay people are born that way, which I don't even think he believes. I think he's probably homophobic as well. But he's saying, like, let's say he believes that gay people are gay because they were born that way, right? And then he talks about trans people. First of all, he's operating with ignorance. He's weaponizing ignorance in the situation. Sexuality and sexual preferences are fundamentally different than gender. Gender being a social construct. And if you are to try and turn it into a biological conversation in the way that he tries to make with sexuality, okay, because he's trying to reduce it down to like an equivalence here. He's trying to make an equivocation between sexuality and gender, okay? Even on the biology front, most people don't fully understand it. Most people don't understand that gender, or the biological gender, sex, right, if you want to use antiquated terminology, is still not a binary, is not a binary in real life, but most people think it is, okay?
Aren't their sex, even though they were born that way? But trans people...
Wait, you said he didn't mean gender? He said trans people. What do you think that is? He did. Anyway, this man is the modern day Shakespeare. Yeah, straight up. You have to remember, a lot of people are stupid, okay? And you can craft infinitely better arguments for stupid people on the conservative side, because you can always rest on the laurels of pre-existing social dynamics and just demand more of it. You can just rest on it and go, isn't everything that we know normal, and everyone else that's telling you that things are not normal are actually weird and gross and wrong? Most people can vibe with that. There is no way that you can make this on a leftist side. There is no progressive argument that you can make that is this simple and this effective, especially when progressive argumentation relies on like actual evidence, actual data, and not just feelings and a collective consciousness, a collective ignorance that we share, and born out of a lack of interest in genuinely learning about things, thoroughly investigating things, re-examining the social conditioning that we've been subjected to since birth. He's just doing boomer newspaper comics in a TikTok format. Exactly. That's the problem. Yes. Anti-losing is correct. Reactionary messaging is inherently about simplification, and progressive messaging is inherently about re-education and explanation. So there is not really a way that you can do that unless we lived in like bizarre world, reverse world, where we were living in a communist universe and people had this collective understanding that like, you know, a communist way of thinking was the shared norm, and gender abolition was the shared norm and was normal. In that world, it would be very difficult for a reactionary person to try to reduce it back to a binary. It's almost impossible to imagine the world that I'm trying to explain to you, but we do exist in the reverse of that reverse world. I do this regularly as well. You're right. Best leftist version of the simple is don't be a dick and also be normal. Exactly. Be normal. That is the best argument that you can make towards this guy. Is just like, bro, you're eating delicious tacos. All right, not tacos. What is this? I mean, I guess those are tacos. These aren't. Those are enchiladas? I don't know. I don't know what those are. Whatever. I'm the worst Los Angeles taquitos. Thank you. Not enchiladas. Taquitos and tacos. You're eating taquitos and tacos. That guac looks pretty good. Okay. And you're over here filming yourself doing this thing where you're like worrying about what the is going on with trans people. What's wrong with you? Be normal. Eat your goddamn taquitos and shut the up. Okay? It's so stupid.
Always get the extra side of orange chicken, just in case. Imagine being one of our politicians. You steal everyone's money and still end up 35 trillion in debt.
Like, this is what I mean. This is great, okay? This is great. This is like inherently an apolitical approach, even though he's very clearly a right-winger who has worked for Donald Trump, who's worked for the Donald Trump administration, who's actively a part of Project 2025. He's talking about politicians sucking, which is a shared value that we all agree to. Okay? Then he very quickly and in a very clever way, in a very easy to understand way, changes the conversation to the national debt. A subject matter that absolutely no one cares about, but only the dumbest motherfuckers who want to act smart will bring up. because they've heard someone else bring that up. And the only way to deal with something like this is by asking them, like, what do you mean by the national debt? How do you think that the debt works? How do you think national debt works? Do you understand who the debt is to? Do you understand how the government budgets itself? Who are we in debt to? Where are we spending the money? Where is there always money in the purse? You work for the Trump administration. If you care about the debt, or if you care about the if you care about the budget, what do you think Trump's tax cuts did? These are questions that you could ask them, but it doesn't really matter because he's not going to have this conversation. He's just making a quick, short, piffy, reactionary commentary here in a very insidious manner. One, he starts by talking about something that everyone does, or he talks about how he's an everyman. I always get an extra side of orange chicken, even though it doesn't look like that's a side of extra orange chicken. Okay. Then he talks about how we all hate our politicians. They steal everyone's money. That can mean a number of different things. He could be talking about taxes, or he could be talking about how, politicians make promises and then don't deliver. He could be talking about campaign contributions. Every single one of those things that he could be criticizing right now, he is personally invested in the continuation of. As a person who works within the Republican Party infrastructure, he quite literally is working with the people that are doing those things, sometimes in the most flagrant ways possible. Okay? And yet, right here, he looks like the everyman. He's wearing a Lake Forest sweater. He's got the ugliest tan you've ever seen. Wearing a Lake Forest sweater saying, like, I'm just like you. I eat Panda Express. If you've ever worked at a company, this is how salespeople sound when they're pitching. I mean, yeah, he is pitching. In any case, then he turns around and talks about the debt, which is like the thing that you don't even hear from conservatives as much anymore. But that, to me, immediately shows that this dude is trying to do Republican Party propaganda. Old school Republican Party propaganda. Okay?
Just so you know, if every major corporation is advertising and promoting your movement, you aren't oppressed or part of any resistance. Just so you know, if every major corporation...
Another direct hit, says Henry Mardukas. Every major corporation is advertising and promoting anti-capitalism, something they benefit from. Every major corporation is advertising and promoting what? Like, what is the issue? What is the issue that every major corporation is part of advertising and promoting? Defunding the police? Did they do that? Did we actually get that? Did that actually happen? Are they advocating for workers' rights? Or are they spending billions of dollars trying to desperately undermine what remains of the labor protections that exist in this country? As of this past week, Disney Corporation is back to giving money to the Republican Party. It seems that Disney and Ron DeSantis have buried the hatchet. Now Disney is back to giving money to the Republicans. They give money to both parties. Both parties are corrupt. Both parties are upholding an unjust system. You, unlike someone like myself, work for one of those two parties. You work for the Republican Party. What exactly is a position that you advocate for that every single major corporate donor, corporate entity does not actually abide by 100%? Is there a single opinion that you have that major corporations would not turn around and say, yeah, no, this is a bridge too far for us? Maybe January 6th.
So I just knocked on the psychic's door, but then she asked, who is it? We're leaving. So I just knocked on the psychic's door, but then she asked, who is it?
Oh, this is such a boomer joke. Okay,
How come when white people move somewhere, it's called colonization, but when any other race moves somewhere, it's called cultural enrichment? How come when white people move...
And then the insidious white supremacist arguments come in, and not even in a good way. It's just like, when white people move somewhere, it's called colonization. White people don't just move somewhere, dumbass. They colonize. They dominate, at least historically speaking. Like, do you think that when an undocumented migrant crosses the border goes all the way from Guatemala, comes into the United States to work for, $3 an hour as an undocumented migrant picking avocados, do you think that's the same as like coming to the United States of America before it was the United States of America on a ship and just absolutely murking every single person that lived there? Are these Are these two things the same? Did bro pay attention to history? Big difference between moving and taking. I've never heard the phrase cultural enrichment in 26 years of my life and 6 years of college. Education is important. You make me feel smart. Exactly. This is the vibe, dude. This guy's a stop genocide sticker too. He's a free Palestine guy. You make me feel smart is the bingo here. It is the actual feeling that right-wingers create so well. He's not actually telling someone anything new. He's actually simply telling them exactly what they feel in their hearts is right. Or maybe this person is saying, you make me feel smart because of how stupid you are. Not even Arab, but okay, XX. Dude, the way you're trying to make time get by nonsense reacts on reels that also make sense is mind-blowing, yet you criticize this guy. What? Make time get by with nonsense reacts? This person is playing a formative role in Project 2025, something that we talked about earlier. What, dude? I like when XQC fans type like XQC2. This is not just some random TikToker. This is a person who is very deliberately crafting right-wing propaganda. Now, you might be too stupid to recognize it, and that's fine. That's precisely why I'm here. I'm here to explain what he is doing to you. Okay? I'm here to explain what he's doing to you and serve 3-minute ad breaks at the top of the hour. Now, let me explain. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
Remember during COVID when they painted circles on the grass in the park? And if you left your little circle, someone's grandma would die? Science. Remember?
Did that happen? Grandma Droniak, I'm still alive.
So Kim Kardashian flew from LA to Paris because she wanted one particular piece of cheesecake, and then she flew all the way back, and yet we're all here forced to use paper straws in order to...
Oh, I hate these arguments. Like, yes, dude, yes, you're literally looking at one other specific of a high polluter as an individual consumption, and then pointing to another individual consumption initiative, both of which are ridiculous at the end of the day. Like, it's dude, I'm perfectly in favor of banning private jets, okay, entirely. The problem is, between me and this motherfucker and all of you in the chat and everyone in the comments, who do you think flies private more frequently? I know everyone's gonna say, says you, Hassan, because I hitched a ride one time on David Dobrik's private jet. This motherfucker is a Republican operative. Every one of his daddies is flying private regularly. I'm certain he probably flies private too. The f are we talking about?
So if I set up...
Who do you think is more interested in banning private aviation? Me or that guy?
a homeless encampment here, that's fine. But if I park here for 5 minutes, they're gonna fine me $200? Got it.
Yeah, they should find the homeless person $200, which they do, by the way. They killed a homeless person half the time. Yes, dumbass. Like, you literally drove your car there and you parked there. You have money. That homeless person has nowhere to go. You could just move away, I guess. I don't like tickets either. I think it's another way of like revenue collection for the state. But it's ridiculous.
Aliens are gonna be super confused when they show up threatening.
He never misses, bro. What are you talking about? I'm gonna die. What's your thoughts on Taylor Swift emitting 77 tons of CO2 per tour, though? I think it's ridiculous. What do you mean?
To overthrow our leaders, and we're all... Aliens are gonna be super confused when they show up threatening to overthrow our leaders, and we're all stoked and offer to help. Aliens are gonna be
Bro, you are one of the people working for the leaders. Why are you behaving like... Dog, don't say he has a point. You guys are so stupid. He's presenting himself as this figure while he works for the Republican Party. He knows that this is popular sentiment expressed by people. Okay? He's just reading shit that he saw on a viral tweet while sucking down on some delicious ethnic cuisine, okay?
Just wanted to wish the LGBTQ plus community a happy Pride Month. Enjoy, but don't forget to thank a straight person for your existence.
Yeah, it's classy. Have you ever noticed that you drive on a parkway, but park on a driveway? Blah, 700,000 likes. People are popping off, dude.
I was totally gonna vote for Trump last week.
Yeah, also, what does this guy think Mother's Day and Father's Day is, bro? You're thanking a straight person then, okay?
I was totally gonna vote for Trump last week, but because a left-wing prosecutor and left-wing judge and left-wing jury in a left-wing city decided to convict him yesterday, I mean, there's just no way. There's no way I could vote for a convicted felon.
I don't think... First of all, there are people like that. Like, demonstrably, there are people like that. Especially because if there weren't people like that, Republicans would not be losing their minds, okay? There are definitely... No, not 5 of them. No, Americans are dumb as fuck, bro. There are definitely people who are like, well, if he's convicted, then he's a criminal. There are certainly more people like that than people who go, oh, was he convicted of a crime? I'm gonna vote for him now. I wasn't going to beforehand. Okay? There are so many dumb fucks who are like, rule of law. So you're absolutely wrong. You don't know Americans, okay? Especially old Americans who happen to vote quite a bit. Okay? What do you think is more likely? Like an old dude living in the suburbs thinking, well, I'm definitely not gonna vote for this guy now that he's a convicted felon. Or a person, an old dude living in the suburbs that's like, oh, they convicted him of a crime. I'm voting for him now. Anyway, which one do you think is more likely?
Okay, we're heading into Fox 11. I just wanted to congratulate Donald Trump on being the only person in 2024 convicted of any crime.
Yeah, no, crime is free. Crime is happening nonstop, left and right. That's my dad, old retired cop. The conviction was his last straw. Yep.
Cash is freedom. That's why they're getting rid of it. You know that, right? Cash is freedom. You need to buy medical insurance. Why? I'm healthy. Because if something happens to you, you'll have to spend thousands of dollars.
Derm doctor, insurance an absolutely scam. Yeah, insurance is a scam, but not in the way that this guy is representing it, I don't think.
But the insurance is thousands of dollars. Trust us, it's worth it if something happens. Okay, something happened. Can you pay? No. You need to spend $20,000 first.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Why is bro doing left-wing commentary? Why is bro doing left-wing commentary? Bro, what are you saying? I'm gonna... That's your people, bro. That is your party. I am at least old enough to remember that the Obama administration, when they did Obamacare, which was a right-wing plan from the American Enterprise Institute, cooked up in the 90s, okay, in 1992 to be exact, that was first implemented by a Republican governor by the name of Mitt Romney, who ended up running against Barack Obama, okay? Insurance, oh my God. When Barack Obama added to, oh, not AIE, sorry, Heritage Foundation. I thought it was AIE. Okay. American Enterprise Institute created the Affordable Care Act, like to a T, with some notable exceptions. Notable exceptions that Obama added were obviously the fact that insurance providers could no longer deny coverage to people with pre-existing conditions. That was a major problem for the insurance industry, for insurance providers who wanted to keep denying insurance to people with pre-existing conditions. That was one of the things that they hated. The other one was obviously allowing people to stay under their parents' insurance until the age of 26. Okay, that was a big one. That was very frustrating for people. And developing a Medicaid structure for people who do not have the capacity to pay for insurance. Obviously, the federal government was going to make up for that by giving money to states that would open up Medicaid. Having said that, however, the insurance providers were so upset about this prospect, the fact that they had to now cover people who were going to be high cost, okay? That they literally, legitimately attacked this provision endlessly. Republicans are the reason why insurance is so expensive in this country. Not a single Republican is in favor of Medicare for all, which would technically abolish insurance in this country. Damn near the entirety of the Democratic Party is not even in favor of Medicare for all, which would abolish the insurance industry. Why are you acting like you are in favor of socialized healthcare? You are a Republican mouthpiece.
This weekend, let's remember that another way to honor our servicemen is to not send them to die in faraway conflicts that have nothing to do with us.
Oh my God, you're a Republican. You're a Republican. You're a Republican. You love war. You love endless war. Oh my God.
This economy is so bad. $33 for toilet paper? We can't even afford to shit. This economy... It's interesting that young white men are only 10% of the population, but 98% of the military deaths. So much for that privilege.
Skill issue. I don't think that's correct, but maybe he's a Miller Lite libertarian. No, he's not, bro. Are you kidding me? Brother, he worked in the Trump White House. He works for the Republican Party. Are you joking? No, he's just saying shit to make himself seem more presentable.
Taking climate change seriously enough. The entire coastline is going to be underwater in 5 years.
Then why did you just buy a new beach house?
Well, no one is taking...
Change the channel. Chatters are falling for it. I know. Chatters are getting farmed, demonstrating how easy it is to make right-wing commentary as long as you do a little bit of fake populism. The very same chatters will be like, I hate AOC. I hate all politicians. I hate all Democratic Party politicians. Bernie Sanders can suck my dick. Okay? Because they haven't sufficiently demonstrated their loyalty to the Maoist cause, will turn around and literally lap up this propaganda from a dude who works with the Republican Party. Okay? It's that simple. All you had to do was put on a John Fetterman style hoodie and say a couple things that you like kind of agree with, and it all of a sudden doesn't matter what this guy's opinion is. It doesn't matter that his account is literally Date Right Stuff, a dating app for conservatives that he created. Okay? Yeah, he's TikTok Tucker Carlson. That's precisely what he's doing.
2 large drinks. Thank you. When people ask what radicalized me, it's the fact that a $5 footlong now costs $13. A large Diet Coke, 2 large drinks. Thank you. When people ask, boomer.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah, he's TikToker Carlson. TikToker Carlson. Nah, we're not making it out of the cul-de-sac with this one.
Trump or Biden?
Trump.
¿Por qué?
No muchos inmigrantes, como nosotros también somos inmigrantes, pero no mucho.
No más.
No más.
Llegaste, pero no más.
Exactamente, no más.
Trump or Biden?
Trump.
¿Por qué?
No muchos inmigrantes.
Oh, this is my shit, dude.